1 Peter 3:7 says, likewise, which means points you backwards. It's like therefore. What's it therefore? Likewise means like what? Like the wife, or like Christ, the attitude of Christ. Likewise, husband, love your wife in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman as the weaker vessel, since they are heirs with you of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. Oh, here we go. I can hear voices out there right now going, hey, what do you mean, weaker vessel? What are you talking about? Well, that is not a popular idea out there among women and men, that there's any difference between men and women, but there is a difference. And the Bible doesn't apologize for that. It says we're equal before God, but we have different roles and different functions. I mean, men are stronger in terms of carrying and lifting heavy weights and stuff, generally speaking. But when it comes to health and survival, apparently the women are stronger and they live longer. Now, I remember CBC doing a report on a study that was done by some researchers that found that in car accidents, women are hurt more often than men. And I remember the reporter was talking to one of the researchers and said, why is this? The researcher was a little stumbled. He said, because we're built differently. The women have much more delicate pelvic area, and the men are thicker and stronger in their neck and shoulders. We're different. So again, the Bible doesn't apologize for that. It also points out that we are actually very much equal, and we're called to follow Christ in the same way as each other. Like the husbands and wives are supposed to follow Christ with humble hearts, compassionate hearts, accepting hurt sometimes and problems even in a marriage with forgiveness and grace. Billy Graham's widow, Ruth, said a good marriage is made up of two great forgivers. And in relation to their spiritual lives, men and women are exactly, totally equal. No sense weaker at all. But that in Christ there's no longer male and female, slave or free, etc. And so just like the Christian husband, the Christian woman is a living stone being built up together as a spiritual house, as Peter said earlier. But in the practical living of this out, day to day, you put two sinners in a box and call it marriage, the husband does need to be somewhat understanding of the delicacy of his wife, of her nature, of her feelings, treating her like precious porcelain. I call myself a Marciologist because I'm always learning. I'm excited to discover new things about her all the time. Peter says the husband should give his wife honor that is due her. Now, maybe he says that because, generally speaking, a dude is not so sensitive and is not so kind, and that he needs to really get a kick in the pants now and then just to show her the honor. Honor. What does that word mean? When I think of honor, I think of an 80-year-old Stradivarius violin is brought into the room, and you're handed it and you hold it and you're like, you just have some awe and wonder of it, and you want to be very tender with it. You just you don't want to break it, it's fragile, that kind of thing. So you treat it very tenderly. Now, guys, maybe we should try doing that with our wife. She walks in the room, maybe we should go, just treat her with the honor that she's precious, and that when you think weaker, think porcelain, breakable, fragile. Treat her with the honor she clearly deserves. I mean, hey, she's put up with you. Doesn't that deserve a little bit of honor right there? I think so.